percent, it's so difficult to fight Snake.
Yep, and not only that, but you have a Snake that is constantly using, like lore accurate Snake, that he can bring the hurt whenever it matters the most, but he's very, very elusive, and that's exactly what we're seeing right here, right? It's not that Alan, it's not that Hurts is actually struggling, right? I'm gonna ask these players to change that tackle.
Yeah.
That is catching me up. No mix up on commentary, mind
Exactly.
you. But it's more so that Hurt is being so elusive up to a point where he's not evading damage or he's not eating the damage and using like the natural built-in characteristics of Snake in order to avoid losing the stock, but he's just avoiding hits overall, and that's causing so much trouble. Like, I've never seen a Snake player effectively use crouches against Ryu's fireballs like we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, this is his counterplay that he's developed over years of fighting Ashimo.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, he's just avoiding all of Mao's fireballs, avoiding all of the pressure, and is super happy to sit in his little bunker. He's got everything he needs there. He's got 2 grenades and a C4. What more could a Snake ask for? Did he sticky?
No, it was
okay.
he placed it that he placed it.
Okay. It looked like there was a sticky on Mauu for a second. So always difficult to tell.
Right, goes in, gets the very, very nice back air, and it's going to make Hurt be in a bit of an uncomfortable situation, but I do want to bring one thing to attention as well, is that Hurt is really, really good at dealing with Snake's disadvantage, right? Like, he's very good at keeping him going. That grenade saved him!
That was the second time. Actually, same thing happened in the first stock, too, where the grenade was just perfectly timed to, even though the back air hit, not enough to kill. Now there's grenades blocking out the Shakunetsus as well. It's just such a difficult thing to get through. But all right, finally, wants to throw a couple more Hadoukens. We can get through, but I think it's still just have to find that killing blow. Okay, last stock here, Mauu doing actually pretty well against Hurt. This is something where anything could happen on this final stock. Snake, certainly a character that is difficult to make comebacks on, but Ryu can rack up so much damage off of a couple interactions,
Yep, especially with that Shakuretsu Hadouken, right? If he has grenade in hand, it makes the grenade explode, and if it doesn't, you eat a bajillion damage. It's like 21% if I recall correctly.
The footstool?
Hold on. Oh, okay, that could have been a great stock right there coming in from Mauu. Unfortunately for him, Hurts was very ready.
The shield break!
Oh, and he has it! Is this going to be it? Just go for the forward smash, bro. Just go for the forward smash. Even though you mash, you will not escape the showdown Sokutogeri. And I say it in Japanese because I know he understood.
Oh my god! How did he...
Collarbone breaker.
So few times was Hurt even really shielding. He was jumping so much. He was doing a lot of roll away, a lot of crouch. But that one time you hold shield, the collarbone breaker is here. And the shield is broken. Oh, wow. Man. Mauu taking the first game against Hurt. Hurt's the number 1 seed of this bracket, right? The number 1 seed at the tournament, and Mauu says, I don't care. This is my city, baby.
Yeah,
this is my country.
One of the most insane upsets we've seen in a long time. And Mauu was seeded high, right? I mean, over 1,000 players, and to be within the top 100, you definitely know that you're seeded super, super well. And it's showing right here. Mauu taking the first game off of it is definitely one of the underdog stories that we want to see going forward within this game, man. We're already within game number 2, Pokemon Stadium once again, and even though Hurts has not been hit once after, well, when I started that sentence, that was true, but we still have a lot more games to be played, because reminder, this is how the first set started, first game started, and this is exactly the same story as we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, it's such an impressive showing on Mau's side of just the ability to fight through adversity, because, my God, if you're just watching this, it's difficult to imagine how Mauu ever gets in, but playing it, imagine having to think of, all right, I have to wait 30 seconds before I find my next opening. I better make it count.
And he did, right? Like, within the first game, he made it count very, very well. And now we're going to see it once again happen right here. 53% is nothing to scoff at. Last time he did go down into that, right? Especially within that percent play. Mauu had a very, very huge big amount of rage. And right now he's not even within the 3rd level, so I don't really see him going down anytime soon. Warrior spike, but las piernas largas.
The big boots. Yeah, he hits with the back air, but I mean, I think one of the things that is really impressive about how Mau's playing is he seems like he has a ton of awareness around grenades. We saw earlier he went for the down throw at the perfect timing to be able to have the invincibility, so that not only would the grenade damage affect Hurt, he would also not get hit by it himself. So really impressive so far, but now the question is the counter adaptation going to be there on Hurt's side? Because it looks like Hurt is super prepared for what Mauu has been going for.
And we're going to see exactly that right here, because last time we did see Hurt get up to, like 130, 140%. Not really big percents. I think the most that we saw was 166. So whenever we have these type of survivability now, because now Hurt is actually betting on using Snake's size, right? His weight, his fall speed, everything against Mauu himself, and just evading that very small spacing that you have between the grenade explosion, because it's a lot more deceptive, right? Than what it is. Like the hitbox is very well rounded, but you don't expect it to hit right there, for example, under. The fact that Hertz is actually adopting one of Alendis' main playstyles, which is, I'm going to use so many grenades that you're going to think we're playing Toho.
Yeah, but the last few interactions have been actually relatively Mauu favored. Once again, using that grenade. I'm sorry, you put Alendis in my mind right now, yeah. But to get the hit on Hurt, and now Hurt is in the corner, potentially going to have a problem. Another grab while the grenade was picked. I mean, always good awareness on Mauu so far, been able to get these grenade hits, not pummeling, not breaking that grenade, so he gets broken himself. But I'd say a tough ask once again to find this stock. We saw Hurt survive into the upper digits of that 100+%, but now, I mean, a back air, still something that is not going to be killing just yet. And we see a lot of these anti-airs from Hurt. He'll go for either a down tilt or a dash attack anti-air, and it just low profile the back air that comes out from Mauu. But once again, we see a repeat of the first game. Despite all of this adaptation from Hurt, Mauu still brings him to the final stock. We saw what Mauu could do with just a single one deal.
And I'm going to be very real with you. I just love the fact that Mauu is showing years upon years of experience they have right here. 42% off of one interaction with the assists from the grenades is definitely something that you cannot scoff off at, especially right now since we're seeing her get very nervous. These are nervous rolls. These are panic rolls, if I do say so myself. This is what cost Mauu first location, and it's going to be it once again. The Shoryuken, I don't know if it was a pineapple or not, because
it looked like he went for the short.
Yeah.
The full length one.
It seems like he just messed up with the itself, but it is what it is at times. You don't really want to use it for Shoryuken unless it's just for like a combo or anything of the sort.
Yeah, he had used that exact air dodge into Shoryu earlier in the set. It did work. Like, he was able to make it back to ledge with that exact scheme. So it's super unfortunate that it didn't work out that time. But that is going to be Hurt will even the set count up at 1-1. I mean, I don't know though. I think Mauu has a lot of opportunity here. Do you see any changes with the stage of this? No. We're going to see all PS2 all day.
It's all PS2. The reason why is because of two things, right? I know my players, and I know Mauu.
Yeah.
Right? So
he does not deviate from the norm.
He knows that Pokemon Stadium is where he is. But I'm going to do it if I do find supplies. If we do get one, it's definitely going to be right now, right? So if you're GTA ever since like just getting straight back into Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah. I mean, PS2 is generally considered like Snake's one of his best stages, if not his best stage. So it is going to be surprising to see that.
Discount Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
But at least now, if I recall correctly, back-to-back stocks. Mauu did take the first one. I'm sorry, did take the second one. And now, how to figure out because Mauu did have to do all the slow, slightly. After the stock, now we're going to see the dance for still not
yeah, and I like what I'm seeing for go forward and dash back to punish the Hunter Hadu because there is a tiny bit of lag. It's relatively difficult to punish for most characters, but the fact that Snake can just walk around and hit, and now, unfortunately, you have to be the entertain and keep out there. One really steal bond from Mauu as well is doing some for an aerial and then attack to block out the early hits. It's not going to hit stun. Pretty well for him, but now we'll see how is he going to find the stock. I'll just again. Strictly hits his name, but her going super high. And back here, Mauu, another lead here. This is dangerous for her because now Mauu doesn't have to approach. He can just sit back and he can throw these fireballs.
I mean, you say you can't approach against Snake, like you don't have to approach. Yeah, I mean, but it's like, yeah, water doesn't get you wet, right? Like, you have to approach against Snake because Snake is much more. With survivability or something.
Through and 68% off the rip. Poor little start to the stock for Mauu, but we've seen him turn these situations around time and time again. So he's able to find it on her. Use that back here to break the boy, a little bit of a scary Shoryuken situation now. Again, he's in that platform. Evade the grenade, trying to go over. Just air dodge the edge. Still able to maintain safety here. Once again, every time you're hit off stage, there's a chance you guess wrong, and then Kita ends your stock, ends your game.
I think he's going to be really
yeah?
good. Focus attack is broken the shield. However, I don't think he's going to give him the stock. Right there, right?
Yeah. Now, though, if we see another shield break like we did in that first game, it's certainly going to be it.
Stage 3 range.
Back here again. Oh, for sure. Hurt takes another game, but Mauu is taking to the brink.
I thought for a second that maybe he was going to make it out
No
alive.
rage, center stage back here. Maybe.
Was 170.
Yeah, it's a high percent.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yep.
All of Snake's aerials are so strong.
Yes, I know, right? And you're like, oh, I mean, he can't really do things out of shield. I mean, and then you see the down and like, can he really not do things out of shield?
Pretty heavy damage.
Not only that, but it's also like a heavy shield damage as well, right? So it's like if I do shield it, and if I have like even the most minimally damaged shield, which you generally do have because of Snake's grenades, because of the C4s, everything overall is his quick normals. Heavy hitting normals. You generally have a damaged shield against him, right? So it's el zapateo tapatío, what's going to end up hitting you eventually, and it's going to get Snake out of the and out of the Snake is one of those characters that can't flip the point, and it's almost always going to be kept.
Very well put, and game 4 potentially. We know that Mauu started off last game on this list with a decent advantage, 45% is pretty solid, but we've seen massive offers. Now this is what I would consider a real advantage at 89%. However, there's a couple of shows and some reason within 30. See how Mauu is going to be able to find his opening, and once again, that dash attack is a bit too far to be able to punish by the focus attack. Now, good awareness, not like a rip, is a little bit of punish on the other side from Earth. Now, up there, back here, catches air dodge from Mauu. A little bit of a axe kick in one direction, axe kick in the other. Earth still finds the stock first, despite the hot start from Mauu. Back here, in the stock field.
In one direction, like, baby, you light up my midnight, fly up the way you up my head, makes me get so well. You don't know I'm high starting to get a mix. You don't know I'm hurt.
Damn, you went crazy with that one.
Sorry.
No, it was awesome. I love the idea with the Natsu, but unfortunately, her tagging to the left, and that means that how it's not able to get the stock. It's at 194, and someone killed this man.
No, it is a D super soldier for a reason. At least what Hurt's big thing is. One's like, the second one. Third one's the charm. Yes, sir. Okay, no, apparently not. Gonna go with the fourth. Yeah, keep saying this up there, but it's not going to work. And once again, just barricading from getting to center stage, which is where Mauu is working the best. And once again, oh my God, this Nikita is looking like one of those immortal snails.
It's gonna follow you whatever you do. You cannot stop the snail. This piece of Nikita is ready for you. 109. This is the highest combination of percents I've seen in quite some time. 178 to 194. Who's gonna get the stock first, Neil?
I do not know, but I really hope it was a tie, at least the stocks for a moment. 178% is going to be a very, very big handicap, if I do say so myself, for Mauu. But I mean, once again, we're going to see it. The Immortal Snail is healed, but it's not immortal, especially if you got that super armor with the focus attack. I've been playing so much Street Fighter 6 recently that I want to call it Drive Impact, but it doesn't really work for that. Anyways, we do see it right here. We do see the exchange of damage right here, but you said it yourself, 221 damage before that T4 finally took care of him. You didn't even see him for 2 frames on the screen before he was gone.
Bro, it was that would have killed 100% ago. That's crazy how high he lived. But it doesn't matter how long you're living if you're not getting the kills yourself. As now, let's see, going for just a back throw, not using the down throw like we saw previously to break it. Tatsu to rack up some percent, going a little bit high, trying to avoid these grenades. Back air evaded by Hurt, and now there's so much work to do for Mauu to come back in this. When I've said it time and time again, picks up the grenade, able to shield it out, but he is slowly chipping away at Hurt. Has not been hit in quite some time. Little back air though will do some damage. Back air of his own. Mauu racks up some decent percent, but he has to find this kill deal. It is now or never.
What a tech right there from Hurt in order to be able to get out of there. I guess it's the first time I've ever seen forward air kill Snake. Like, and I've seen a lot of Ryu Snake matches before, but forward air killing like that, since it's such an awkward angle. However, we can still make this, we can see it happen. Mauricio de Vertex is going to try to make this comeback happen, but the thing is, he tried to read that air dodge, but the thing is the grenade, and you said yourself, right, he's still going to pick this tall boy, and unfortunately for him, it does work out. Unfortunately for Hurt, right, if you're Mauu, it does work out for him, but once again, the Nikita, it is causing so much damage, but, you know, I've seen a lot of defensive options being taken right here for Mauu. He wants to prioritize getting back to center stage rather than doing that, and to getting a little bit of offensive edge within what it's worth.
Yeah, he's slowly chipping away the stage control that Snake has. A lot of times it finally gets a read on the defensive option, trades a couple down tilts for a grenade. Probably a good trade at this point. We are almost at kill percent for Snake. I mean, okay, the Tatsu, I mean, the up air, he even turned it around, predicting the DI left, but it wasn't enough in just the tail edge of that down tilt in the back throw.
What? Okay, yeah,
the grenade. He's still surviving. These fake kill screens are crazy, but instant
He's
cancel
not
from
gonna die.
He's not ready just yet. The Nikita once again. The inevitability, the snail that follows you forever. And that is a win for Hurt. But oh my God, Mauu put him on the edge of despair. There are so many chances there for Mauu to maybe eke out that game 4, push us to that deciding factor. But for now, Hurt moves on, the #1 seed, but he is shaking.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was a game 4 that tasted, smelled, it felt like a game 5,
yes.
Right? Especially right there. Whenever he had the second Nikita after the first one had hit within that edge guard, it was basically a checkmate, right?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, you can cancel Nikita's hit by hitting it with a hitbox, which is what Mauu did with his Shoryuken. However, once it's canceled, Snake can cancel the Nikita charge, and it gets its hitbox active again. It's a weaker hitbox than the driving hitbox, the one that you normally have when you're controlling it, but it's still active again. So what they can do is, during, like, for instance, Mario up B, they can cancel it, and it will just immediately activate, and it'll still hit you. Yeah. So, check and mate.
Yep, definitely. And I really like the way that Hurt was also maneuvering around it. Like, this is one of those situations where, like, 3-1, but it was close. Like, there was every single occasion.
It was close. He was right on the... That was honestly so impressive